Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading for mid-July 2022. We're just going to jump right in here, Capricorn, and see what is going on for you at this time. Doesn't surprise me that you have this series card. It says nurture on it, and obviously it's a card of nurturing something. Pretty much every single sign has had something about, like, if you want something, basically take care of it like a baby, nurture it into existence. And I've explained it to other signs as well. I don't read reversals, by the way, if you're wondering why I'm flipping over cards. But, and this whole deck is messed up, and I just don't care, right, at this point. But what I would say here is that if we want to be successful, pretty much every single sign has had something that has basically said that you can't just dabble, right, at this point. I feel like the universe is like, no, you need to make the full commitment, and then you'll be successful. But if you're just kind of like trying, right, then it's something isn't going to work. And, this is more, I'm talking for like projects, businesses, even if you're retired, maybe you're like wanting to like build a shed or something like that in the backyard. It doesn't matter what it is. It's like, this is saying, go all the way. I feel like we need more of that kind of, not even completion energy, I would say. And the thing that's different about your reading is I would call this more follow-through energy. It reminds me as a kid when I was taking karate, right? It's like when we were breaking boards, when we were punching boards, it's like they taught us to picture our fist on the other side of the board, like following all the way through, not stopping at the board, right? Going through it. And I feel like this reading, just in general, I can sum it up very quickly. It's saying anything you do, go past the goal. Go past the point where you think you should stop. Keep it going. And I feel like I say this to you all the time, but it's definitely coming up here. You have this nurture card. It says series on it. So again, I feel like if you want a good harvest on anything that you're working on, including relationships as well, I feel like giving something your all is going to be very successful for you. And, that's what I would do here with this series energy. You have the Wheel of Fortune, the Lovers, and the Moon card. I do feel like there could be love coming in for you here. Obviously, you have the Lovers. I don't always read the Lovers as a love card because traditionally the Lovers was more like a crossroads card, being at a crossroads, having a new choice to make, or, like picking a new path, so to speak. And the funny thing is, you do have a lot of crossroads cards here in the middle row. Lovers, Two of Pentacles, Two of Swords. All three say, pick the new path, pick the new choice. Why did it come up like this? I think it's because you have the Wheel of Fortune and the Six of Cups here could represent opportunities from the past coming up. I do feel like this, just in general, this reading, I'm getting a lot just like channeling through me if you haven't noticed, but I feel like this reading in general is saying there is something great coming in for you in the new opportunities that are presented to you. So let's dig into this. You have the Wheel of Fortune here. The Wheel of Fortune is kind of about your vibrations. Obviously, it's a card of a change in fortunes. I like this because, pretty much everyone for like, I just finished up the last weekly readings, and I'm just now finishing up these mid-monthly readings, and almost every single sign has had the Wheel of Fortune. I love that this is happening because, I've been getting a lot of these like readings that I would describe more as collective readings, which hasn't happened to me in a very long time. Normally, when I do the readings, from sign to sign, there's a lot of differences. But, lately, like a few months ago, I was getting the Tower all the time. Now I'm getting the Wheel of Fortune, which tells me that there could be some sort of like turnaround collectively for everyone, which would be great, obviously. So there could be some improvements coming in, although I still feel like we have like a little bit of time to go here. I do feel like there's a change in your fortunes. The Wheel of Fortune encourages us to focus on our vibrations, how we feel about things. And it also encourages you to take control. I feel like your answer is this nurture card. It's like if you nurture something, I feel like things are going to go well. If you neglect something, the wheel is going to turn the other direction, which is what you don't want. You have the Lovers here. Again, I feel like this is kind of like a card that is encouraging you to pick the new path. This is your higher self angel right here. And I feel for a lot of you, you are being encouraged to kind of like move in a new direction or pick the new path with the Lovers card. You have the Moon card here, which basically here's your path right here, straight down the middle of the moon. I always say the moon does not say stop. Yes, the moon represents fears, anxiety, mysteries, all those things, being scared. But the moon doesn't say stop. There's a path that goes straight down the middle to the mountains. Mountains represent accomplishments. So I feel for some of you, you're starting off on a new path here that is kind of like maybe a little bit more dark, where you're just not sure kind of what is on the other side of it, right? And I kind of feel that for a lot of you, where, I feel like this first row is saying maybe you have something in your life, like a business, a job, could even be a relationship. I feel like it's comfortable, but it's very well known. I feel like there's something new that's much better that is unknown. It's like you haven't experienced before. The moon is interesting because you have this lobster right here. And the lobster on the moon card kind of represents needing to release your emotional armor. The lobster doesn't belong on the land, right? Rarely do lobsters ever travel onto land, period. And the lobster is going onto the land here. And if a lobster was on land, it has all that armor on, right? It can't move around very well on land. That is the whole point. And it's basically saying you have to release your emotional armor. So if you're getting into a new relationship, for example, this would say that maybe it's time to open up. And again, as I always say, tarot can't tell you what to do, but this might be needing to be more emotionally vulnerable with a new person, needing to open up to a new person. Again, I'm talking to those of you that want love here in this situation. If it's a business or, new job, you're kind of like opening up maybe to new people that you're meeting. You're opening up to the risk of failure as well. And the moon kind of says, feel the fear and do it anyway, basically. Next, you have the crown games. It says right use of power. So I feel for a lot of you, this is about you needing to take the lead in your life. We do have some energy right now that I feel is really encouraging leadership, but it's funny that this says right use of power. That means using your power in the right way, right? And I feel the right use of power right now is by being an example. I've talked about this quite a bit. By being, basically we need to be successful as we possibly can, but I feel like we have to do it in the right way. And we have to do it so that we can inspire other people. That's like a good way. That's a good reason to be successful, right? To inspire others. Sharing the wealth, being abundant, sharing abundance. Like those are all good reasons to be successful. And I feel like that's what this is saying. You have the Nine of Swords, the Two of Pentacles, and the Three of Wands. I feel like the Nine of Swords is talking about like some limiting beliefs, or maybe some beliefs that hold you back or prevent you from finding success. I definitely feel it's time to release those limiting beliefs. I feel it's time for you to kind of like focus more on the positive with the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is basically a choice. And I always say this because you see above my finger there's like a person with a sword, and he's about to hit another person that's like on their back, right, with a sword. And this is my bug or windshield card. It says you can choose to be the bug or the windshield. You can be the person that's, kind of hitting, that is the immovable force, or you can be the person who's getting, squashed on the windshield. So Nine of Swords sometimes I feel is a choice. You have the Two of Pentacles here, which is a choice. Two of Pentacles is a card of like spinning plates, being very busy. It is my card of like work hard, play hard. Definitely something I feel like we need to focus on, especially we're in a Mars retrograde year. Yes, Mars retrograde isn't until almost the end of the year, but I don't care. To me, the Mars retrograde, the energy, we feel it much sooner, much earlier. We see results of it much sooner as well. I mean, I think of the whole Will Smith situation. That's the example I always use because, it proves the point. It's like the energy is for the whole year, basically. So I would be careful of any outbursts, but I would also be careful not to burn yourself out. Like Two of Pentacles says, make sure you're balancing the two energies out. And finally in this row, you have the Three of Wands. Three of Wands is like my card of like, what are you waiting for? I feel like at this point, you are having dreams, daydreams. We'll talk about this at the end here, but I feel like you're kind of receiving messages on like what you need to get started on in your life. You have the Oracle's gift card here. So again, I feel like you are very intuitive at this time. I also feel like you are having dreams, daydreams, all sorts of stuff that are guiding you towards much more success in your life. And I feel like this Oracle's gift card is saying it is time for you to kind of like focus on, what you want in your life, what you want to create, but also I feel like you need to pay attention to like what you're dreaming about. Maybe you're daydreaming as well. I feel like the universe is trying to guide you here. You have the Six of Cups, the Two of Swords, and the Strength card. Six of Cups is like a card of innocence and nostalgia. It's a card of thinking about the past. I feel like there's a gift coming in for you, though. Six of Cups, to me, is a gift from the universe. the gift we receive from this card is really that we are, obstacles are being removed. We could be trying something like starting a business. Maybe in the past we failed. When we get the Six of Cups again, we can try again and be successful. Or we can, try love again, for example, and we can be successful. I would say it doesn't really represent someone from the past. And I would definitely say with these three middle cards that this reading is definitely encouraging you not to go back to the past. Of course, as I always say, tarot can't control your life, so, do whatever you want. But I feel like it is encouraging you to move towards new love. I feel like you don't realize how much success is over here. She's basically sitting where she has always been on the Two of Swords. And as I always say, this is new land behind her, and she needs to go to those new lands because, there's new stuff over there, right? Isn't that enough of a reason? There are things that she hasn't experienced. There are exciting moments and all sorts of stuff. She basically has a lot of fear. She's trying to protect her heart. She's got those swords there. She has the blindfold on, and she could easily take her blindfold off and see these two rocks in the water here, and she wouldn't get injured. She's fearing getting injured on those rocks. She would also see that it's low tide, that she could easily walk over to that island and she wouldn't drown. So, it's kind of like a card of needing to see reality. And it's funny that I said that the Wheel of Fortune keeps coming up and the Tower came up before. The Tower is a card of being brought back down to reality. So I feel like you need to see that like a new option is a significantly better option is what this reading is saying to me. You also have the Strength card. Right here, you have two figure eights right here. Two of Pentacles has a figure eight. You have the figure eight, the infinity symbol above the Strength lady's head there. I kind of feel this is talking about more, it's kind of weird. I'm like getting more of like a yin yang type of thing here, but it's more like I feel like it's more talking about the balance of energies in your life. It's like, if you're working too much, like I said, work hard, play hard, right? It's like I feel the two energies need to be balanced out in your life. Or, if you're, I kind of feel like it's saying almost like don't go from one extreme to the other as well with this energy because, it's almost like, it's like here I am, Operation Beachbody, right? Trying to lose the weight. And, it's like there are people online that are like, you can never have a cheat day. And then there are people who are like, I have a cheat day every single day, right? And it's like neither one of those things are probably realistic. Like, where's the middle? And I kind of, for whatever reason, I feel like this is kind of like saying, where is the middle in the things that you're doing in your life? Or I don't even think it's about the middle. I feel like it's like if you want to be at one extreme, like where is the enjoyment on the other side, And maybe that's something you should think about. But let's see what is going on for you here. And luckily, I have the reflexes of a cat, so I was able to catch all those cards. But let's see, that didn't work. And yeah, also I'm moving, so I don't have my table with me. I just have this crappy little table. It's not so great for doing these readings, but we got to make it happen, right? With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Hangman. Hangman is about delays. It's also about enlightenment. And sorry, I feel like this isn't going to work. The Hangman is about enlightenment. Normally his head is glowing on that card. I do feel like something is being brought back into your awareness. If you're like waking up to something, or if you're revisiting old ideas, maybe you had an idea to start a worm farm years ago, and maybe you just moved, and maybe you're like, holy crap, I have a backyard full of dirt. Maybe now it's time to start the worm farm, right? I feel like you're waking up to something like that. You're having the epiphany, let's put it that way. With the Lovers, you have the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, if you're looking for love, I love the Three of Pentacles for love. In general, to me, it's like two people who have the same idea, have the same plan for love, what they want their love life to look like, and then they set out to make it happen. So I feel for a lot of you that could be happening. If you're not looking for love, I love the Three of Pentacles in general. To me, it's a card of quality work. I feel like the work that you're doing right now in whatever it is that you do for work is of high quality, and this is probably going to lead to more rewards. Here's the thing. Two of Pentacles to me is a card of settlements. This is not accurate tarot. This is just intuitive tarot. I always read the Two of Pentacles as a card of settlements when it comes up with other cards. Sometimes, though, I feel with like a card like the Three of Pentacles, to me, it could represent a raise, a promotion, especially if you've been doing a good job, or it could be you like raising your prices in your business or something along those lines. With the Moon, you have the Seven of Pentacles. I like the Seven of Pentacles, definitely making some changes in your life. I'm kind of just getting more upgrades. The Moon, I see as a change in your reading. Like I said, you're picking a new path that maybe is unknown. the Seven of Pentacles is a change in direction. The thing with the Seven of Pentacles is that he is very focused on those Seven Pentacles traditionally, in a traditional Seven of Pentacles, but he's like, I've already grown these pentacles. Like, what else is there? Is there something else I could grow? Is there something else I could do? I feel like people are moving more in that direction. I said to someone else last week that if you only knew that you had enough ideas in your head to serve you, 200 lifetimes, you wouldn't really worry about like, having a career and then wanting to change careers. It's like, we are raised in a society that tells us you have to go to school and be a dentist and that's all you can ever be. But I feel like for most people, it's not true. There are plenty of people who are perfectly happy doing those things. And I think that's great, if you have your thing and you're happy doing it. But I think for a lot of people, it's like most people are like, okay, I did this. I was a dentist. Now I want to go, be a chef or something like that. The problem is that we have the fears, the moon. We're like, I can't go be a chef because then I'm not making the money of a dentist. I'm going to lose all this stuff, right? So I feel, excuse me, the COVID cough sneaks up on me every once in a while. But what I would say here is that I feel like, we're kind of moving into this world where we have to face that fear of like going from one thing to another. And the funny thing is like once we release the fear, I think then we move on to the next thing, then it's a good thing. Then we actually become more successful. There probably is no lag between, earnings or, whatever you want to call it. With the the Nine of Swords, you have two cards, Hierophant and the Page of Pentacles. Definitely something new. Both cards represent learning. The Hierophant is a card of learning. The Page of Pentacles is a card of studiousness. So I feel like you've been learning a lot. With the Two of Pentacles, you have the Two of Swords. Like I said, I definitely feel like these two cards are connected. We talked about this whole middle row. I feel like it's time to make a new path, pick the new path. With the Three of Wands, you have the Nine of Swords. Get out of your head. Three of Wands, like, what are you waiting for? You see a new opportunity in your life. Nine of Swords is like, what will my grandma think? What will my neighbor down the street think if I, go quit being a dentist and I open like a skydiving studio or something like that? I don't know. What will my neighbor think I'm crazy? Who cares what your neighbor thinks, right? With the Six of Cups, you have the Page of Cups. Page of Cups is your imagination. I feel like you need to let your imagination run wild here. I don't really know, but I'm curious to know if Capricorn kind of maybe needs to learn that imaginative world. In Vedic astrology, Capricorn was traditionally a crocodile. You're the sea goat, but traditionally the crocodile. It's like you live in the water and you live on land. You live in imagination, but you also live in the real world, right? And that is kind of like popping up for me here with this Page of Cups. It's like I feel like something like a little bit more imagination needs to come in. Even the Six of Cups is a card of children. It's a card of kind of like childlike energy or your inner child. I have a ton of Capricorn in my chart, and like I've said before, when I was a kid, I had no imagination. Like I was very realistic, super weird kid, right? I still am, but nothing has changed. But I was super weird, and I kind of feel that here, where it's like something needs to be like more imaginative so it can be fun. With the Two of Swords, here you go, Six of Cups. Whenever I get these cards like repeating them, repeat, like we have right here, this to me is kind of just highlighting the energy. I feel like something is very logical, but maybe it's not very playful. Maybe it doesn't have the playful element. It's like, so maybe you have a business and you're all about making money, which is great. Trust me, I love money. I'm all about it. So go for it. I'm not one of those spiritual teachers that's like money bad, right? What I would say here, to me, all those people that say that secretly want money, but they just don't have any, right? And what I would say here is that I feel like you need the fun part of it, needs to be added into something. Same thing with love. With the Strength card, you have the Knight of Swords. Yeah, no rushing. This reading's very interesting. Probably one of the best readings I've done for you in a while, actually. I feel because it's like a reading of maturity. It's like, for love, I feel this could have to do with everything. For love, for example, maybe you're realizing that your part in past relationships, maybe you always rush them or, try to get married too quickly or something. I feel like you're more in this energy of like enjoying the process and adding fun to things. But I love this. A lot of good stuff. So thank you for being here, Capricorn. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.